Okay, this module, or I should say lesson 3 of this module, is just kind of a quick review and show you the final product. You may notice in this final product there are no quarter section lines. I kind of believe that if you don't have a full quarter, there should be no reference to a quarter section. But we're going to zoom in here and you can see the labeling shows up more when you, based on your zoom level, there's space in the polygons for it to show up at that time. We're just going to go a couple things over the attribute fields, just kind of the various things that you can actually do or add to, and it may need to be standardized at a later date. However, each state is probably going to have a couple different things that they're going to be looking at or wanting to do in some of this attribution to correlate to the title records. This is all stuff that will probably be in the future, but at least we've got a framework and set up that we've got the basics for what would be needed for performing title record information. Now in here, basically I'm showing you on acreage. You know, this can be changed to say acres, could say acres approximate, could be acres plus or minus. It could be just the numerical with plus or minus, just to demonstrate that characters that will work and that do work in these fields. So it's just kind of given us more opportunities to put more real information about the polygons that we're working with in this parcel fabric. So there's a couple other things here, like I was stating before, a lot of these fields will probably be populated with attribute assistant in the future. There's a few residual fields left over from the CAD NSDI that have minimal characters. So those will probably need to be edited out at a later date or find a different purpose for. One of those being the survey number, or down at the bottom, or special survey number, I should say. But as we go along, these improvements can be made and we can make these changes. Now we're looking at one of the minerals. This will be more correlated to some of that. Once again, what we can put in the name or the acreage. If anyone so desired. So we can put the claim name if you want it to label that way in your product. You could always do that. Either way, it could either be in the attribute table for the claim or it could actually be in the label for the claim. You'd have MS survey number and claim name. We'll go ahead and take it out for this instance anyways. Now, once again, talking about the survey number. There are two fields here for survey number. One higher up in the column has only 5 characters. The one towards the bottom has 50 characters. Now, the one at the bottom is the one you're primarily probably going to want to use because you can put in MS space and the survey number. The one further up in the column only has 5 character fields. So you can't even label it MS and a space. This is residual from GMM where the M would be there and then a 4-digit number. Well, I know it's not going to be any time in the near future, but chances are that at some point in time you may exceed 9,900 mineral survey numbers, as you can see demonstrating here 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and it won't let you put any more in. So at some point in time, we'll either find another use for this actual attribute field or just remove it altogether and just have the attribute field at the bottom that we can even add more information to if we wanted, other than just MS. I think since it's a special survey number, it should have some type of leader, MS for mineral survey, HE for homestead entry, such, and so forth, and not just a number, somewhat of a designator of what type of special survey. So pretty much all this was to show you the final product. Like I said, the quarter corners I removed because there's no longer full quarters. And we've completed our attribution, the labeling. You have a direct visual reference of kind of a pseudo land status, as I mentioned. And I just think we have a lot more opportunity and power of what the information is we can put in over what was the capabilities were in WinGMM. These labels could be changed, standardized at a later time. These are things we need to start thinking about for the future of how do we want to standardize? Do we leave it to the data steward and the states? Just things to start thinking about. Anyways, this lesson is about over and completes the module on compiling mineral surveys